What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Daily. We are back for a Friday, and I am back with you guys here. I'm once again by myself today, but that's all right. We've got a full rundown to talk about. I also have picks from Magic and Papa Dude. So even though I'm by myself, we will have picks for all the other guys, so that'll be good. All right, well, let's get to it. Quite frankly, I don't care about much of what's going on in the world of sports tonight. There's not a whole lot going on. Saturday, Sunday, we'll kind of get back to the sports thing, but we're going to do an all horse racing show today. The race of the day, we usually do one. I'm going to do four. So we're going to do four races of the day, and we'll end with Oaklawn Park because it is opening day at Oaklawn Park. All right, let's go to Gulfstream Park Race 9 as our first race of the day here. And like I said, we're going to do four races, going to do all horse racing today. This one here at Gulfstream Race 9 on the card, a claiming race going $35,000 claimers on the turf going a mile and a 16th. I think this is a pretty solid way to kind of kick off of our preview, so to speak. We do have a bunch of scratches. The 3, the 7, the 8, the 12 are out. I really like the number 4 Eyes on Target. I like the 4 even more now that we have the scratches. I do think there's going to be a lot of pace signed on in here, and I think Eyes on Target will kind of just get that good stalking trip now that we've kind of lost 4 or 5 horses out of this race. Kind of tuck along the rail and just kind of stalk the leaders. I think there'll be a lot of pace. I think this horse stretching back out to a mile and 16th will be good. And the other thing with the 4 Eyes on Target, Mike Maker had the horse. The horse got claimed by Linda Rice, and then Mike Maker claims the horse right back. So I thought that was a really good sign. The Maker liked the horse. Of course, 2 races back when the horse was with Maker, it was a victory at Saratoga at the 25K level. We're up to 35 today, a little bit tougher of a race, but with all the scratches, I think it's kind of similar. So the number 4 Eyes on Target, that's going to be my top pick at Gulfstream Park in race 9. Let's keep on going here. Like I said, we're going to talk about 4 races today instead of sports. It's all races. Let's go to Fairgrounds. So another horse I like today. Fairgrounds race 7 on the card. It is another turf allowance. This one going 5.5 furlongs here at Fairgrounds. We're not off the turf. That's good. At Fairgrounds, a lot of times we are. The 2 and the 9 are scratched. That leaves us with a field of 7. I really like the number 1 Breeze Easy for Brad Cox, making the first start of the career for Brad Cox after training with Christophe Clement for most of his career and all of his career here in the United States, or her career, I should say. But I think Breeze Easy, very interesting horse today. It's not a drop. This horse has been running in allowances, but been running in much tougher ones at Belmont and Saratoga. I think catches an easier field today. Again, this is another one. I think the horse will drop back. I see a lot of pace involved. So I think the 1 Breeze Easy is the one you want in this race here at Fairgrounds, which should be a pretty good race, kind of the feature race there today. I think Breeze Easy will run well first time out for Brad Cox. All right. Without further ado, let's get to what everybody is excited about in my part of the country. Oaklawn Park, back today, opening day at Oaklawn Park. A lot of really fun things to look forward to. Matt Dinnerman now has the Oaklawn Park track announcer job, so this will be his first day on the job. I'm sure he's very excited, and I think everybody at Oaklawn very curious to see how he does. I think he'll do very well, very happy for him. So kind of a new era, so to speak, a little bit, at least, of Oaklawn Park and track announcers. So, pretty excited to see what he is able to do. But let's get to Oaklawn and let's get to the races here. Race 8, I'll talk about 2 races. Race 8, the first one here, another allowance race, 6 furlongs here, of course, on the dirt, only a dirt track there at Oaklawn. So an allowance going 6 furlongs. I do like the 6 quite a bit. That's who I have on top here, coming off of a win last time out at Churchill Downs against 50K claimers. Looked like a horse that's ready to move up to the allowance rank. So the 6, obviously one I like quite a bit. As a long shot here, I'm looking at the 8, Always Angels. I think this is a really interesting runner. Of course, Johnny Ortiz, the trainer, Ramon Vasquez back at Oaklawn Park. He's the jockey aboard this one. Look, the horse is coming off of a long layoff, but that really doesn't bother Ortiz runners all that much. Some of these past races, especially here at Oaklawn, they're definitely good enough to win here. Won a starter allowance here on January 15th, won another starter allowance on March 25th. Then had a couple of poor efforts here at Oaklawn, and I think just kind of went the opposite way on her. But long break, I think we've got the horse healthy. I think they've probably been targeting a race like this for her to get her going. I think at 15-1, she makes a lot of sense. So keep an eye on the 8, Always Angels. So 6, 8, my top 2 there. I do like the 3 and the 4 as well. I think you could probably go pretty deep in here and be all right. The 3 Wildwood Bye coming off 2 straight wins, but up at FanDuel, which is the old Fairmont up at St. Louis. So that, this is a big jump up, but Becker usually does pretty well here at Oaklawn. And then the 4 Backyard Money, second off the layoff. So we talked about the 8 coming off the layoff. The 4 is running the second race off the layoff. So should kind of be back in top form there. So anyway, I think that horse has got a big shot as well. So 6, 8, 3, and 4 for me in the 8th at Oaklawn. And then let's go to the 9th at Oaklawn Park. It is the first stakes race of this great meet. 3rd year now that they've started this in early December. So that's great. Everybody kind of getting used to Oaklawn starting in December now. But race 9 at Oaklawn, the Advent Stakes, and it's going to be a solid affair this year. A field of 11, the number 1 Spirits Mischief did scratch out of this race, leaving us with the field of 11, 2 through 12 here. Man, this is such a good, this is Oaklawn Stakes racing type of thing. You don't see any horse where you're like, I think that horse might be a star, but at the same time, you see a lot of those kind of middle horses that might be jumping up here and making a name for himself and then herself, of course, in the races we'll talk about tomorrow on Saturday. But anyway, for the Advent Stakes here, I went Steve Asmussen 1-2. I've got the number 10 Valentine Candy in first. I think this horse has been keeping very good company. Won on debut at Saratoga, looked very good. The hopeful, nobody really ran well in that race, including this one. The last 2 races here at Keeneland, second beaten a length, and then third beaten 3 1/4 by a horse that's very solid as well in stakes company. So this is a nice horse. I think the number 10 Valentine Candy is going to be tough. I do think the number 11 Bye Bye Liam for Steve Asmussen, the quote unquote other Asmussen runner, debuted on the turf at Churchill and it was okay, not bad. 4th, beaten 6th, not a terrible debut. Moved to the dirt the next start and was able to get the job done and win. You saw improvement there. If we see another jump up and improvement second time on the dirt, I think that horse becomes very interesting. So I went 10, 11 as my top 2 horses here. I do like the number 4 Mollystown a little bit as well. This horse is an Indiana bred who was 4 for 4 against Indiana bred company. Went to Churchill last time out, ran in a pretty tough stakes race on Stars of Tomorrow card. And got 4th, beaten 4.5. Not bad. I think this is an easier spot. So I would think Mollystown is in with the shot here, the 4 horse. So, yeah, I like 10, 11, 4 a little bit in that Oaklawn race. So it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun today, opening day. Rob Ann asking about the forecast. Looks good. Looks really good. Nice warm day down at Oaklawn. I know here in Missouri, I'm about 4 hours north. It's 60 degrees. So I think down at Oaklawn going to be a nice day. So, and that's the thing, Oaklawn, when you play them in the winter months, there are days where you're going to look at that forecast and go, oh boy, no good whatsoever. This track going to be a mess. I don't really think that's going to be the case this weekend. Should be fine and dandy. So yeah, should be a lot of fun. Rodney says no love for Turfway. Rodney, go to racingdudes.com, click on free picks, click on Turfway. You get picks for all 9 races. This is a 15, 20-minute show. I can't go over every track every day, but if you want that, just go to the website. We always have all those picks every single day, every single race. That's the great thing about Racing Dudes and why we are so popular. So anyway, I didn't change the banner there. Race 9 is what we were talking about there. So, all right, let's get to the best bets. More horse racing. We've got 2 from the horse racing world and then 1 from the sports world. I went to Aqueduct for me. Aqueduct race 4 on the card. I went with the number 1 Lucency on top in this spot. Interesting move here. Horse was trained by Todd Pletcher in the first 2 starts of his career, I should say, which was a 4th place effort at Saratoga and then a 2nd place effort at Aqueduct, all in maiden special weights. Why I say it's interesting, Rick Dutrow takes over the training here, and that is very interesting. We'll see just how many good horses Rick Dutrow starts to accumulate in that barn after the success of White Abario and some other ones that he's kind of gotten his hands on recently. He's hot. This horse is a little bit better, I think, than the rest of this field. I think the horse is going to get the lead today from the rail. I'm going to go with Rick Detro, a trained horse here, and try to ride that train as long as I can. Number 1, Lucency in the 4th race at Aqueduct. All right, Magic, he called one in today, and this is one. Well, I'll talk about it. I'll read his explanation, then I'll talk about it a little bit as well. Magic's going to go Fairgrounds race 8 today. The number 9, Madam Blue. Interesting horse here. Big time class drop for this horse. Looks like the lone speed and the jockey trainer combination is great. Ravelli training this horse, and he's very tough at Fairgrounds. And, well, Ravelli's really tough anywhere he's at. So, anyway, Magic going to go Fairground race 8 today. The number 9, Madam Blue. I like this pick. This is my top pick as well. The one pause, and Magic won with a horse like this, I think it was last week at Fairgrounds, but the one pause I always have with this style of race, it is a low level maiden claiming event at the Fairgrounds. So sometimes those can get a little funky. It didn't the last time Magic picked a horse, so I can't sit here and be critical. It's also hard for me to be critical because I do have the horse on top, but those maiden claimers at Fairgrounds do get a little weird. Hopefully not in this one, because Magic's going to try with that. All right, and then Papa Dude. Boy, you talk about a mad Papa Dude yesterday. If you missed the parlay, it did not hit. And, he's not used to that. So he was mad about that. He was also super pissed at the Milwaukee Bucks. So if you missed it yesterday, his parlay was Iowa State -7. And I don't know what the final ended up there, but it was a blowout. Iowa State covered, I think, like 27. I think they absolutely dominated, blew the doors off of Iowa. But the Bucks got stomped by the Pacers, so he was super pissed about that. Anyway, he comes back today. No parlay, just a regular play here. He's taking the Miami Heat +1 in this spot today. Not much of an explanation from him. He said, it's a very evenly matched game. I prefer the Heat in this matchup, so I'm just going to take them today. No parlay. He was too mad to do a parlay after losing. And I've tried to tell him, look, they're parlays. You're going to lose them every once in a while. So we'll see what happens. Papa Dude will be back live on the show tomorrow as well, so you have that to look forward to. But he's going to go Miami Heat +1. All right, folks, let's get it. Let's do the best bets today. Get you out of here for a very busy Friday. I'm going to go Aqueduct race 4 on the card. Number 1, Lucency on top. We'll see if we can get this one home. Magic's going to go Fairgrounds race 8. The number 9, Madam Blue. So we'll see if Magic and I can stay hot this week after wins last week. And then Papa Dude going to the NBA, going to the Miami Heat +1. 2-1 on the week, up $40, up $1,095 on the year. So let's see. Rob says LeBron definitely the GOAT after he wins the in-season tournament. Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on that in-season tournament? I'm not a big NBA fan. As you kind of see, like when we used to cover NBA, and we will cover it some on this show, I don't really have a big opinion on it. I have noticed that they're doing doing this in-season tournament. I don't know. To me, I think like it, hate it, whatever kind of thoughts you have on it. The one thing, when you have an 82 game season like the NBA does and the NHL does, or if you have 162 game season, let's say the MLB, the thing about it is it kind of does become monotonous. And I think what the NBA has done, it's like, let's kind of have something. I know it's not really the middle, but let's just kind of have something to break up the monotony of week after week. It's the same kind of thing, right? And I think that's what they've done. Love it or hate it, I'll give them kind of a credit for trying to think of new ways to get people more interested, more involved. And like I said, I think some people really like it. I've heard people say they don't really like it, but at the end of the day, it is kind of something different. So I'll give them credit for that. And, maybe horse racing might think of some ways to maybe get people involved. No, we shouldn't do that. Never mind. All right, we're going to get out of here. I don't want to get involved or go down that road with you guys today. But anyway, so there's the picks. Hopefully we can get them home today. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back Saturday. Normal time now on Saturdays. We had been doing 10 a.m. Central, back to 11 a.m. Central on Saturdays now. The college football is no longer. Last week of the full season was last week. So, oh well. All right, let's get out of here for today. Everybody have fun. Everybody good luck with all your wagers, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.